So you naturally seem to function perfectly off of 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I need 8. So like,
I need like 9. Yeah.
I was born lucky in that I only needed 6, and that's all I was able to get to. Because like I said, I had a lot of stuff to do throughout the day.
How much do you think you were spending back then?
Oh man, I was spending at least probably a good extra $10,000 just on food.
Really?
Yeah. But once I started eating 6 times a day and eating more, because I used to eat, I didn't know at the time, I used to eat like 10, 12 ounces of food, you know. Well, it was like steak, chicken, turkey. And then I had this nutritionist like, dude, you ain't eating enough. I'm like, what? He's like, if you want to get bigger, you gotta eat more. I'm like, how much more? He was like, at least 4 or 5 ounces more than what you eating. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And he was right. As soon as I went from like 10 ounces to 16 ounces, that's when I started putting on size.
Really?
But it was so hard to eat that much food. And then I didn't have enough time in the day because I was working full time. So what I had to do is get up in the middle of the night, eat, and go back to bed. So I slept, like 6 hours a day. I would wake up I'd go to bed at like 4 because I was up, once I got off from work, I was up doing cardio and, still trying to get all my rest of the stuff I had to do for the day. So I'll go to bed from like 4 and I'd wake up at 7. I would eat from 7 to 8 and wake up at 8 and wake up, I sleep from 8 to 11. So it's 7 to 8, eat, then 8 to 11, sleep, and wake up at 11 to do cardio, eat, and work out, and then go to work.
Why do cardio and then eat? It seems like the two would kind of cancel each other out.
Well, see, you did cardio on an empty stomach because that's when your body is in this real high state of burning calories, kind of like a catabolic state. So you want to do your cardio as soon as you wake up. I had a treadmill right beside my bed.
Really?
I get out of bed and get right on it every morning.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm curious if the interrupted sleep could adversely affect your gains.
No, none whatsoever. I did it for every last Olympia that I won.
So
to be honest with you, that's when I started winning. When I started doing that.
But I heard that sleep is one of the most crucial parts of getting gains and recovering and letting your muscles like get back to where they were.
That's why I got a good 6 hours of sleep in every single day. See, by the time, I laid down, I was snoring like 3 minutes later. Every single time I went to sleep. Even when I woke up and went back to bed, I was snoring 3 minutes later.
Really?
Yeah.
3 hours of REM sleep, just knock out right into the deepest state.
Yeah.
So you naturally seem to function perfectly off of 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I need 8. So
I need like 9. Yeah.
I was born lucky in that I only needed 6, and that's all I was able to get to. Because, like I said, I had a lot of stuff to do throughout the day.
Did you end up buying your chicken and poultry and stuff like that from just a normal grocery store, or did you find a different place where you could source the food for a discount because you're buying so much of it?
I would try to, get it like a discount, if I bought so much. So I would go to the store and like, hey man, I get like 20 pounds of, steak, and get it at a discount because back then it's like almost $20 a pound. And he's like, yeah, I cut you a little. So like I give you like 15 a pound if you bought like 20 pounds at once. Okay, cool. Same thing with chicken, so that's what I did. I bought a lot at once. Best thing about it is my mom cooked all my food. So it was kind of like I was on a diet, but the food was so good. She was such a good chef that it didn't seem like I was eating diet food. she was the best cook I ever known to this day.
I was under the understanding that if you're a bodybuilder and you eat the same foods over and over and over again, eating food is more so treated like a chore and a responsibility than it is something that you can get enjoyment from, because it's just like it's work.
So you eating for survival.
Yeah.
So you don't really care about the taste a whole lot, but taste is pretty good because it makes you want to do it. But like I said, my mom was like the best cook ever. I mean, I didn't really know I couldn't really tell I was on a diet. And I would play these games with myself, like, you know, for potatoes, instead of eating just a regular baked potato, I would get a crinkle cutter and cut it up to make it look like a French fry. And I would put it in the oven. And after about an hour of being in there, it kind of looked like a French fry. It was golden brown, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm eating French fries now. And people actually thought I was eating French fries. How you eat French fries on a diet? It's a secret.
Now, at what point, though, did you realize that working out and eating healthy wasn't enough if you wanted to win Mr. Olympia?
That was easy.
Yeah.
When I didn't place well. And it was a while before once I turned pro that, you know, I started placing a little bit better. When I was an amateur, of course, I won just about every show I entered, you know. Yeah. But once I turned pro, it was a while. See, I turned pro in 91, entered my first pro at 92. I won my first show in 95. So 92, 93, 94, like 3 years almost it took me.
And what were the biggest differences? Because I heard you say that you were talking to another bodybuilder who said, here's what I'm on. And if you want to get to my size, this is what I recommend. Why would they just give away their secrets? Because it seems to me like this would be a very closely guarded thing that people wouldn't want to explain what they're on, you know, any enhancements that they're doing, because they wouldn't want someone else to compete.
Oh, you make a very valid point there. I guess the guys, you know, that I grew up with, you know, be honest with you, I guess they figured that, hey, everybody's body is different, and everybody's body is going to respond differently to different things. And then just because I'm telling you this, don't necessarily mean that you're going to do it, you know. Yeah. So there's, you know, it all depends on the person. Everybody's going to make a decision about what they are willing to do and not do.
Yeah.